But as you can see there, the position hasn't been highly valued in recent years, with running backs getting paid less than every position besides fullback and long snapper. And the best running back in football, Le'Veon Bell, held out for all of training camp, demanding more lettuce. Whitlock, should running backs be paid more?
Listen, I think running backs should be valued more, and I'm glad to see a resurgence, perhaps, of the running game and it may just be, hey, we can't pass block anymore. We can't, and so we got to rely a little bit more on the running game.
That's a good point.
If that brings the running back position back, I hope that it does. I'm someone that grew up idolizing the great running backs. Lawrence McCutcheon for the Los Angeles Rams was my idol. I mean, O.J. Simpson, God rest his soul, or whatever, God rest his reputation. Loved him. I love exciting running back play. I've never liked the way the league has gotten so out of balance and turned into Madden football. As a former high school and college offensive lineman, I enjoyed playing in the running game more than the passing game. They need to bring the running back position back, and they need to value it more. It makes the game better.
I agree. I like running. Generally, money equals replaceability. The harder you are to replace. And if I said to everybody on this set, you are a general manager of an NFL team, and your first 8 acquisitions will all be great. So your first 8 are great. Pick the position. I don't think you put a running back. You'd go quarterback, pass rusher, interior defensive line, left tackle, corner, Micah or Sam linebacker, probably a center, a star perimeter player. The problem is, in the value chart of football, New England, Green Bay, running back committee, they win the most games in their respective conferences. What's the value? On your food chart, you start with stuff you need. Running back comes in about 9 for me.
I'm hoping it's changing.
It depends on the running back. That's what it comes down to. A back, anybody can be a back, let's say a run, but it's different. You're a true running back, a guy that can carry the ball 30 times a game, each week, 30, and maybe 20 the next week. You don't see a lot of that anymore, but that's a true back. Like when Adrian Peterson came in the league, that's when the running back kind of came back. When I came to the National Football League in 1983, I won't forget I made Sports Illustrated cover, and it said, the rush is back, because it kind of went away from it.
Right.
Just like in 1984, you read here, 13 different rushers rushed for over 1,000 yards in 1984. I led that way with 2105. Now, in 2016, 12 different running backs had over 1,000 yards. That's in 2016. So it shows that the running back is a very important position. It depends on the player you get. You can get a good offensive lineman or a good DB. But if you get a great DB or a great offensive lineman, if you get a great running back, a guy you say, this guy can do it. I mean, he can do it all. I mean, he can block, he can run, he can catch. Then all of a sudden, that changes the dynamics. You look in college. Ezekiel Elliott, right. Would you take him in the second round? Would you take him late? Would you try to wait and say, I'm going to take him late, or I'm going to take him as high as I get?
He's a very unique talent.
Exactly.
But here's, the interesting thing is the way the league has, the way the league is morphed. I mean, you look at the league right now, 65% of the time you're in sub-package, you're in nickel. Every rule in the league is bent towards throwing the football, and you've specialized at the running back position. That's what's happened. The running back by committee is because, hey, we got a third down guy in Darren Sproles, we got a first down guy here in Blunt. That's the way it goes. The great back, here's what sets Ezekiel Elliott apart. I mean, one, great blitz pickup guy, catch the ball. And I think the biggest thing for me with Zeke is, and this is what the good back does, I block it for 2, you get 4. I block it for 4, you get 8. I block it for 8, and you break it to 48. Those are the guys that make a difference. And I've said this forever, and I played, Ernest Byner's one of the greatest backs I've ever played with. The guy could flat play. Terrell Davis just went to the Hall of Fame. That guy made up for a multitude of my sins. I mean, a multitude of them, right? And the great back does that for you. Here's the other thing. You want to fix your pass protection issues in this league? Run the damn ball.
Run the ball.
And have the threat on 3rd down and 3. The Dallas Cowboys, you know what makes them great up front? 3rd down and 3 is not a throw. It's not an automatic throw down. I saw them at 3rd down and 4 on Sunday night against the Giants, hand it off to Zeke Elliott and get 5.5 yards and say, first down.
I think your initial point's really interesting. The new CBA has limited offensive line practice. Now, you would know this more than anybody.
True.
Is it harder to be a great pass blocker than it is a lawnmower? Pass blocking on the edge is an art. I mean, we can all say Walter Jones, Anthony Munoz. There's been a lot of road graders guard center guard. So to your point, with less time to practice for offensive linemen, maybe run blocking is simply easier for coaching, therefore cyclically making running more in vogue.
Well, the running game usually comes later in the like. It doesn't. Sometimes your running game doesn't come out in the first few weeks of the season. You all of a sudden you start working.
Why?
It's just because
We gotta go.
in practice you don't get a chance to do it all the time. But all of a sudden it comes later, like 4, 5, 6 weeks, and all of a sudden, boom, that running game is on point.